How's everyone doing, guys? Cody, guys, back again, dropping yet another video. Right, guys, like I said earlier, I was going to do a vlog on the back of Inside the Gang as a former gang member. Apparently there's more than one program in the series and stuff. I thought it was a one-off, but there's another program coming up or something. I'll let you guys know when that is. Right, guys, as a former gang member, through working through the doors, became involved with a notorious gang from Manchester. I don't speak like they speak here, man. I'm just a Manchester kid. I'm from the streets, but I've never really spoken the dialogue that these kids speak. Yeah, man. Now it was about London again. That gets a bit repetitive when people keep doing programs on gangs from London, right? It's like, right, fucking hell, there are gangs in other fucking areas of the country as well, not just London. And 95% of the program was black gang members. Like I say, it was cringy in some parts, right? But overall, right, it's real people from the streets, yeah. Now, when I was involved with gangs and stuff, right, I had the sense of wanting to belong, yeah. Came from a broken home, wanted to belong, yeah. And I saw it like a brotherhood, yeah. I've been in the army, been involved with gangs and stuff like that. And gangs and the army are a lot alike in the regards of they both got a uniform. Right, whether it's balaclavas and stuff like that, or snoods, or like fucking everything. There's weapons involved, obviously shooters and stuff like that, knives, shooters, right? There's rank as well within the gangs and stuff, just like there is the military. You've got rank as in like you've got your hierarchy, and then you've got your foot soldiers. Like I say, you've got distinctive uniforms. You've got a role, you've got a job role within the gangs and stuff, just like you have in the army. You've got a job role. So yeah, everyone knows where they stand and stuff like that. A lot of the young gang members, yeah, the program again, I've seen people saying, oh, it fucking glamorizes gangs and everything else. Yeah, it does, I'm not gonna lie. I've been there and I've done it, guys, right? I've been in prison, been involved with the criminal underworld, gangs, gangsters, all that sort of stuff. The program was alright. It was, like I say, there's only so many gang programs I can watch about black gangs being from London. It gets a bit repetitive and a bit boring. Then there was some kid that was on there and he had like a load of rusty World War II shooters and stuff from that are rusty, looked like they've been found in the ground and stuff like that. I think he was like a gunsmith. He was acting like a gunsmith and stuff and then he was then supplying the gangs with the firearms and stuff. But the firearms that he was showing, like the pistols and that, right? There was rusted, old, fucking battered things, right? Then he was like a snap-off pump-action shotgun. Then he pulled out this long-range rifle with a silencer attached. Like that was a nice little bit of kit, that, to be honest. Nice to see the gang members in the program actually fucking wear balaclavas, right? Some of the lads were switched on, right? Not all of them, right? But a lot of the lads wore balaclavas. They covered the face, right? They covered the hands and stuff, right? I seen there was a program on last year called Gangland and stuff like that, about the gangs again, and they was open. Some of them were showing some of them were covered, but a lot of them were showing the face and stuff like that. When you do these programs, I've been on a gangster documentary back in 2012, so I know a little bit, right? And I showed my face, right, and it lit me up like a fucking Christmas tree. And I was raided, my flat was raided, the doors where I had in town were being raided and stuff like that. So it's nice to see these lads covering up, ballied up. Some of them even had the voice changed and stuff on the program, so they couldn't be identified and stuff. They're the switched on kids, right? Then there's other people that show the faces and stuff like that, right? The ones that show the faces on these sorts of programs, straight off the bat, they're going to be... Do you know who the biggest watcher of programs like this gang program is inside the gangs? The biggest watchers of these program, guys, police, armed police, Trident and SO19, right, are going to be watching that. It's London based, they're London based, it's all intel, it's all intelligence based, right? Bam. And some of these kids are showing the face, right? And then the ones that were covering the faces and stuff like that, it looked like they were standing outside one of the boys' houses, right? But then the film crew had filmed cars in the background and they got the registration plates. So what the police will then do is they'll get onto the DVLA, they'll find out the registered keepers for them addresses, and then the police will focus their attention on that area and stuff like that. So that was a little bit disheartening. I was looking at it from a criminal's perspective of the gang side, and I also looked at it from if I was a police officer side, right? Because obviously, having been stitched up by the police and stuff, I know what I'd be looking out for. And the fact that some of them were showing their faces and then cars being parked outside addresses and stuff, that could then become a target for the police and stuff like that. So that was that. There was the program again was, like I say, it was shooters. It was talking about drugs. If they got caught slipping in other areas, or I'll do this, I'm a bad man, all the usual stuff, right? Which, like I say, the strength in numbers within the gangs and stuff like that. Talks about the younger gang members and stuff, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old, right? Now, the older, the elders of the gang, right, they rose to the top, right? So that they don't really take the risk, you know what I mean? They've got the youths out, the youths, they're out selling drugs, for the elders, and the money goes to the elders and stuff, and then the youngers get like they get looked after, but the kingpins, the top of the tree, they're earning the big money. But these youths, yeah, they're told to look after firearms and drugs and everything. Why? Because obviously the elders don't want to get caught with it because they'll end up in prison for years. So they give it to the youth, right? The youths are keen to obviously to be held in high regard. They want to earn status within the gangs, and some of these youths will outgun each other and try and be badder than the man before because they want to earn a reputation, they want to earn their stripes, and they want to like make it up in the gangs and stuff to be made like a lieutenant and stuff like that within the gangs and stuff like that. With obviously with fewer police on the streets and stuff, gangs are thriving, big business. There was talk about knife crime and gun crime and prison, and it showed some of the boys in jail and stuff saying, "Look, I've not even been here 24 hours, fam." And he had his pad all kitted out and stuff. There was mobile phones aplenty on the bed. There was pure drugs and stuff, right? And then, like I said, one of the boys on the out said, "Listen, if any of my boys, go to jail, I look after them." So what they mean by look after them is like they'll send the clothes in for them, they'll send them postal orders. If the prison's accessible via drones and stuff, they'll obviously sort parcels out for the boys so that when they're in prison, because drugs on the street will go for a premium, but in prison they can go for 3-4 times that amount inside, because obviously it's down to supply and demand and stuff. So like I said, he's shown some of the boys in jail. They was getting about and stuff. The weird thing, what I didn't understand, right, and I still can't get my head around it. There was a slice of the program a bit where he shown this kid filming one of the cons that he was padded up with a kid, and the kid was sat on the top bunk and he's filming him, right? And it was a rival gang member. Now, prison staff have this thing here where they ask you if you're gang affiliated, and if you say yeah, then they won't put you in with a gang of a rival gang and stuff, right? Because that's big business within prison and stuff, and obviously they're trying to clamp down on violence and stuff. And it sounded like the kid had a black eye or something. He said, "How'd you get that thing?" And he said, "Oh, I fell or something." He said, "No, you didn't fucking fall, did you?" And then he was saying sorry and all this, and saying sorry to Peckham boys. Then the kid who was filming it, right, fucked up, because what did he do? He showed his face. The people that, right, with the social media the way it is now, guys, right, if you are filming your criminality, right, and posting it on, I don't know, Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or YouTube, right, you're fucking stupid. Why? Because you're telling the authorities that watch these social media sites what you're up to, what you're about. You're showing your face on this fucking footage, right? You're showing your boys' faces. What are you doing there? That's called evidence, and that will be used against you, right, for gang affiliations, crime, and everything else, guys, right? Because then, like I say, the police keep on watching. You'd have to be pretty fucking stupid to film your criminality and put it on social media, right? That's just a fact, guys. Tell me if I'm wrong. Let me know. Comment below, right? Then there was a clip, right, where the gangs, caught a 14-year-old kid or a 15-year-old kid slipping, right? Slipping means like he was caught outside of his area. He was selling drugs on a rival's patch, and the boys gripped him, Now, what did the boys do? Right? The boys, because we're in the social media era, the boys filmed him. They stripped him naked in the street, like saying, "Listen, He was all, take your boxers off. He was start balling naked, guys. He was cupping his cock with his hand. And he said, listen, move your fucking hand. And like I say, but then he was like, then he lay on the floor and the boys were standing on him and stuff. But he was filming the boys, right? And then they put the footage up online and stuff. How stupid you have to be to film your boys belittling some fucking rival, yeah? I understand the idea of it. It's humiliation and it's to show that you're the better gang and you're the higher power, yeah? I get that. Like I say, I've been there and done it, but you don't film your fucking boys. Stupid fucking people, that. I don't get that. Need to switch on and think, people. The reason I stayed out of prison for so long in my life is because I've been very fucking clued up. Like I say, I've been in prison for a few times on minor things, yeah. But serious crimes I've been arrested for, I've always slipped through the net and stuff, right? But yeah, fucking, you don't film yourself carrying out fucking offences. Then there was some kid called Nines, yeah. Check this, boys, yeah. There was a kid called Nines, filmed himself, right, with his boys, right. He jacked one of the rival gang members, yeah. Jacked him, right, and was parading his bling about on a fucking music video with his boys. Right, so that's telling the police that they've obviously committing crime and stuff, right, bragging about it, right, fucking boasting about it in this music video, right. The rival gang's gonna see that you jacked him for his shit, yeah, and it was you and it was your boys, yeah, right. And then what happened in the wake of it? A lad was shot dead. Right, and he weren't even involved with gangs. So an innocent bystander, right, got targeted in a drive-by, and he weren't even nothing to do with the gangs. All because this kid Nines, yeah, bouncing about on a music video, yeah, showing all his bling and everything. Because I believe he was a rap. Now I believe he's in the grime scene and stuff. But boasting about his criminality and stuff in a video with bling that he'd stolen from someone else. There was like a nice gold watch and all this, yeah. And I'm thinking, so he's jacked that from someone else. He's boasting about it in a video, and then on the back of it, an innocent party was shot dead in a drive-by. I can't get my head around that at all. But like I say, guys, it was the usual gangs, the usual big talk. Oh, I'm a bad man. Listen, some of them were pretty clued up. Some of them had left the scene. Some of them were looking to leave the gang scene, but it's not something you can really walk away from. You're embedded into it. It's part of your life. It's part of you're like a family when you run together and stuff. Like I say, you've got to keep your family, you keep your circle small so there's no leaks. The bigger your circle, you've got more chance of having a weaker link. If you have a weaker link, then like I say, people can turn grass, people can infiltrate your gang and stuff like that. You've got to be careful and stuff. Like I say, it was all the usual stuff. I liked a good thing to see the lads switched on, balaclavaed up, covering the fucking. Some of them even had the mouths blurred, right? That's how switched on they were. And then there was the kid who was selling the shooters. He was like in a white jumpsuit, like boiler suit, with his fucking. He had like piercing green eyes, right? But his belly was on, right? I would have wore glasses, me. If I was in it, I would have wore glasses. People have distinctive tattoos and stuff like that, and people be showing the faces as well. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, anyone that was on that program, guys, tonight, right, that's aired tonight, right, they will, SO19 and Trident will focus on them, and don't be surprised when their doors start going through left, right, and centre. Mark my words, they're the ones that showed the face. The ones that didn't, obviously, it's a little bit harder to distinguish, yeah. Another thing as well, what these gang members need to know when they're doing these documentaries are, I've met up with a researcher recently from Channel 5, right, who they make the same sort of programs that you've just seen tonight, and they told me, right, we can't be seen. I said to him, he said, we can't be seen to film. I said, I know what you're going to say, and I cut him off and I said, you guys are not allowed by law to film criminal acts, right, because you're then duty bound to inform the police. So the police will end up with this footage and stuff like that, right? Because the thing is, right, you see the program, but what you got to think of, there's probably 50, 60, 70, 100 hours worth of footage and stuff like that. And all the police have got to do is get a warrant, go and fucking take the fucking the footage, and then they've got targets then, haven't they? And they know who they're dealing with, what gangs, they know what areas. The gang members that showed the face, they're obviously going to be a target and stuff. And like I say, on the back of it, it's just a big, hello, I'm committing crime, I want to go to prison, come and cuff me and stuff me. Right? Simple, guys. You got to be switched on when you take part in these programs. These gang members, right, won't have been paid because these production companies can't be seen to be paying people for criminality, right? So the lads in the video in the program have actually been used and have been exploited just so that the program can get loads of views. Everyone that's involved in the program, not the gang members, but the producers, the researchers, and all that stuff, they're all making big money. And the gang members, right, they're going to get famous because they're going to be like, oh yeah, that was me, that was me, that was me and my boys, right? And on the back of it, the ones that show the face, they'll end up in prison. Simple as that, guys. I don't know what else to say, guys. I'm going to leave it here anyway, guys. Hope I've covered everything. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and let me know what you think of my analysis of the program and what you thought. Right, guys, catch you soon. Bye.